Hey guys, Ningen here bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and today we're going to be talking about the INT Kid Goku and his banner, which is supposedly coming to global very soon. If the recent leaks are accurate, which to be fair, most of the time we get the leaks from the French data miners, they turn out to be correct. So we could be seeing this as early as when the maintenance that's on in the next day or so finishes. So we're going to have a look here. This is the banner as it appeared on JP. We obviously had the new INT Kid Goku, and then we had a new Demon King Piccolo and a new Master Roshi as well. And then the other featured units were the Transforming Super Buu, Physical Omega, Super Vegito, and Physical Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. So this is, I think, the first time Transforming Super Buu will have come back on global. I know a lot of people, myself included, skipped his banner. He's not the best unit, but his team is actually quite interesting. It has units like Blue Gogeta and Super Saiyan Broly on it, so there's some interesting combinations you can run on that team. It's just unfortunate that the Super Buu himself is not particularly good. However, of course, we did discuss in a video the other day the upcoming EZA for the Buuhan. Obviously that's on JP, but I feel like depending what they do with his EZA, that's going to be another unit that could make this team potentially more interesting. So we're going to talk about the units. So this is the Goku once he is awakened. He's the Dragon Ball Saga leader, 3 key and 170% stats, as well as the youth category, 3 key and 150% stats. So he is actually a very good unit. He does immense damage with a medium chance to stun. He gets 77% attack and defense, raises attack by up to 50%. The more HP remaining, the greater the attack boost. Obviously, early on in any of the events, that's going to be super useful. And then he gets extra defense, the less HP remaining. So in modes like Super Battle Road, things like that, for example, he's going to have much higher defense when you have lower HP, which is very useful. He then gets Ki +1 and attack and defense 10% up to 59 at the start of each turn. So basically 6 turns into the fight, he's going to have his full passive. That's maybe a little bit of a downside, because outside of things like the new Goku event that we'll eventually get, not many other fights are going to last that long, so you're not going to see him at his full potential that often. But he's still very strong. The fact that he builds up over time is very useful, and extra key as well. He has an active skill, which is ultimate damage to the enemy. Can be activated when HP is 59% or below once only. So this is the downside to this unit's active skill. If you start the turn on 59% or below HP, you get the option to use his active skill. If you don't use it in that turn, and then you go into the next time he comes around, even if your health hasn't changed at all, you lose the ability to use the active skill. So you need to do it in that turn. It is obviously very powerful. He also performs a critical hit when HP is 59% or below once only. So basically all this comes into play. So the active skill can be used, and on that turn every one of his attacks will be criticals, including the active skill. So he can dish out a hell of a lot of damage in one turn, which is very good. He's in a lot of categories: Pure Saiyans, Goku's family, Dragon Ball Seekers, which is a very good team, especially once we get the summonable LR as part of the 4-year. Low class warriors, which, you know, that's less said about that the better. And then he has very good link skills for the team that he's on. Many of the units on the Dragon Ball Saga and Dragon Ball Seekers team have a lot of these key links, which is very good. Outside of that, though, he doesn't have the best. Like, in fact, it seems, yeah, the Incredible Adventure is the only key link that he has. So the fact that he has built-in key with his passive is very good. If you're running him on a different team and there's no support unit on the rotation, you might struggle to get his super attack in the first turn or so, depending on the orb layout. So let's have a look here. So this is the DB Saga team. So Goku is the main leader, and then the other 2 new units on the banner are both sub-leaders. We'll have a quick look at them. This basically features like any of the characters from OG Dragon Ball, pretty much. I'm sure if we look down, there's probably quite a few people that maybe got left out, but most of the old school Dragon Ball characters are on here. This could be a very strong team, especially considering Goku's leader skill is the 170%. So units like the LR Yamcha, We got him with the last World Tournament, but we don't really have a team that he gets a good boost on because his own leader skill is only 100%. He fits on Dragon Ball Seekers, but the only leader we have for them at the moment is the Goku and Arale at 77%. So he's a very strong unit that would be very good on that team and shares a lot of links with the Goku because a lot of the old Dragon Ball units have those Dragon Ball links. So it's a pretty fun team. I can't see people like, it's not going to be run as like a top tier. It doesn't compete with things like Realm of Gods, Pure Saiyans, that sort of thing. So then we'll have a quick look at the youth one. So Goku is the only leader. So if you don't pull him, you can't really run this team. I mean, you could use this Gohan as the leader and then bring a Goku friend, which is something you may need to consider because we will look at this here. The youth category is the category that has the bonus against Tech Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks' Easy A, which, considering they've been doing the Easy A's out of order, like we got Gogeta before Janemba, and we still haven't had Janemba, it's possible that we might get the Gotenks, although I'm not sure because that ushers in the era of like the 70% leaders getting Easy A's, and I feel like they would get the Janemba one out of the way first. But you never know, if this banner does come, this could mean this Easy A coming as part of that celebration. So this features any of the like young characters, surprisingly enough. Pretty much you can guarantee if they have youth in their name, they're going to be on here somewhere. But that's good because it includes all the Kid Gokus, all the Trunks and Gotens, all the Gotenkses are on here as well. Vegeta Jr. that we get as part of the 4-year. The Arale units, Pan. So there's a lot of strong units. You could definitely make a very strong team. And as you can see here, quite a few decent LRs on the team as well. So obviously if you don't pull the Goku, even when it comes around to doing the Gotenks Easy a team consisting of this Gohan and then as many of the INT units as you can, and then a friend of this Goku, it should easily get you through the 30 stages. I know you guys will probably know that I like to go as high as I can on the Easy A stages, which is going to be very difficult without the Goku, but it's not something that you need to do immediately. So then we have the Master Roshi. So him and the Demon King Piccolo have Dragon Ball Saga category leader skills. Both of them give Ki plus 3, HP, attack and defense 120%, and then they have their own sub leader skill. So Master Roshi is super tech, 3 Ki and 90%. Does supreme damage and seals the enemy super attack. And then his passive skill, so he gets defense plus 150% at the start of the turn. So that's very good defensive unit. And then he gets attack plus 628%. Yes, that is not a typo. Defense minus 100% and performs a critical hit when performing a super attack once only while stunning himself and the attacked enemy. So basically what all that means is the first time he attacks, or well, the first time he super attacks, because I guess the first turn that he's around, if you didn't want to do it then, you could not give him a super attack. But basically he will lose all of his defense, get a huge attack boost, and then stun himself and the enemy 100%, as well as sealing them, which I guess is, in that first instance, is kind of pointless because they're going to be stunned the whole time that they're sealed. But that is obviously very good. If you're only up against one own enemy and they can be stunned, then the fact that he stuns himself isn't a huge issue. If there's multiple enemies in things like Super Battle Road, that's where it could become a bit of an issue. You'd want to put him in a slot where he's not going to get attacked by anyone else because he loses all of his own defense. But he'll be pretty decent, I'm sure. I'm looking forward to seeing the kind of damage that he can put out. Of course, he is only on this category, so you'd have to run him under the Goku to really see his best potential. And then the other unit is the Demon King Piccolo. So same leader skill for DB Saga as Master Roshi, and then he gives extreme STR, 3 Ki and 90%. So he does supreme damage and greatly lowers attack, which is very good. Any events where the enemy can still have their attack lowered, there are very few enemy units that greatly lower attacks, so that's very good. And then his passive, defense 100%, Ki plus 3 and attack 200% from 5 turns from the start of the turn, and then Ki plus 2 and attack 120% from the 6th turn. So that's actually really good. Like, even if a unit just had Ki plus 2 and attack 120%, that would be pretty good. But for the first 5 turns, he gets 3 Ki and 200%, and then he always gets 100% defense. So he's actually a very solid unit. Of course, him and the Master Roshi will be going into the general pool after this banner. So if they were 2 units that you were interested in getting, you don't really need to summon on this banner. And he is on Resurrected Warriors. Obviously he's on Namekians, but there's basically nobody on that team. To run a full Namekians team, you'd already be running a Demon King Piccolo anyway, but he is definitely better than the tech one from the World Tournament banner. So Resurrected Warriors, it'd be kind of interesting to see how well he does on that team. He does have links like Nightmare, Fierce Battle, Thirst for Conquest, I guess, is kind of common on some of those extreme teams. Not a lot of these other ones you're going to get outside of the Dragon Ball Saga though. So all in all, 3 very strong units, but the key comes down to, as the title of the video suggests, should you summon on this banner global players? So for me, I would have to say, for most of you guys out there, the answer is no. So I will probably drop a couple of multis maybe for a video, just because, you know, I always try and do at least a couple of summons per banner, not just for a video for you guys, but, you know, I have been lucky in the past and pulled the main banner unit within the first, you know, 1 or 2 multis, so maybe I could get lucky again, and we'll have to wait and see. But for most people, I would definitely advise you save your stones. The 4-year anniversary is now literally a month away, and that is when they introduce the Gacha Coins. Now, as we discussed, outside of doing the Tech Gotenks Easy A, you don't need this team for anything. Like, obviously, I'm one of the people, I've said this a lot before, that I know I don't need new units, but I want them, you know, and I don't need them. I've got teams that can beat every event in the game, but it's always cool to run the new stuff. But in this instance, with all the crazy stuff that's coming out in the 4-year, which is so very close, and the fact that you really don't need these teams to be able to complete any of the upcoming events, I would definitely suggest that most people save their stones. Like, if you're a Mega Whale and you always go in on every banner, then I'm sure you're going to summon on this banner regardless of what I said in this video. But for most people, you should definitely wait. See, this banner came out after the 4-year on JP, so it even says here about the Gacha Coins, and that is one of the big things that changes once the 4-year hits, is the fact that you'll be receiving these coins for every summon that you do, which allows you to save up and then get units. I say for free because obviously that's not how it works, but it means that whenever this Goku comes back on another banner, you could potentially have saved up enough coins to just get a copy of him straight away. And for a lot of people that have units like Omega and Vegito and Gotenks rainbowed already, there's always the danger that you drop a couple of multis on this, and then when you get your guaranteed featured animation, you end up with one of these 3. So I would definitely recommend against it. If you're desperate to try your luck, maybe just 1 multi and then walk away. But that would definitely be my opinion. So let me know down below in the comments, are you guys going to summon for him anyway? Are there any crazy whales out there? I know for me, like, as much as I enjoyed the original Dragon Ball, I started with Z. It was the first part that I saw when I was younger. So I've never been as hyped for the OG Dragon Ball as I am for Z and Super, because that's the sort of series that I grew up with. So I know there are a lot of people out there who are very hyped for this unit just because they were hyped for the OG Dragon Ball to finally get some more love in the game. Because basically outside of the World Tournament banners, there's not really much you get in Dokkan for the old school Dragon Ball until a lot of the stuff they've been doing recently. So I know a lot of people are hyped for it just because of that. So let me know down below what you are planning, whether you're going to be summoning or saving for the 4-year. I'd definitely be interested to see what you guys are doing. And stay tuned because, like I said, I will put out at least one video doing a couple of summons for this banner. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let me know down below whether you will be summoning or not. You can follow my Twitch channel or join my Discord. The link is in the description. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.